Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing flight video brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and today we have Republic versus Rebels, new arcs versus old arcs to see who has the best arcs here. Ben versus Wes on the table, but joining me on the commentary we have...
Hi guys, it's Amy again.
Hi Amy, welcome back. We've got good guys galore for you because we know that that's definitely the best thing to show you, right?
Yay!
Obviously, yeah, we know that you much prefer everything bad guy, First Order, Empire, Separatist, Scum. But you know what? Sometimes it's good to get a bit of info on the enemy for you, and there's some great lists on the board. Before we go through this list, we are doing Scramble the Transmissions here, so 3 objectives in the middle, action to capture them, and obviously scoring points for beating the hell out of each other. But let's run through those lists. So on the left we've got Ben running his Republic list. He has dipped deep into the Siege of Coruscant and brought all of the good stuff for there. You've got Anakin in the Eta 2 with Malice, Ancillary Ion Weapons and R2-D2. Oddball in the arc with Selfless, Veteran Tail Gunner and R4P Astromech. Wolffe with Wolfpack, Veteran Tail Gunner and Q7 Astromech. Jag with Veteran Tail Gunner, R4P Astromech and Synchronized Console. And the only ship that he's built himself is Padmé in the N1 Starfighter. I love that ship. With Marksmanship, passive sensors and the Proton Torpedoes. So a nice easy list to transport because there's very few cards with that, in that the Siege of Coruscant are just one card and it has all the info, which is quite nice. But we got Wes on the other side, and Amy, do you want to let us know what Wes the Rebel Scum is taking for us today?
Yep, so the Rebel Scum list is Shara Bey with Veteran Tail Gunner and R3 Astromech, Garvin Dryce with Expert Handling and Veteran Tail Gunner, Wedge Antilles, Arvel Crynyd with Marksmanship and Elusive, Derek Klivian with Marksmanship and Concussion Missiles, and Keo Venzee with Proton Rockets.
Yes, a lot of A-Wings there. A lot of A-Wings. You don't normally see that many, but like 2 arcs supported by 4 A-Wings is a very interesting list. Both players didn't realise that they were bringing arcs to the table when they put them down. They looked across and went, we all have arcs here, and it's a blooming good job that Ben had painted his, otherwise it would be very hard to keep track of these, even with stickered dots on them. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. I mean, the arcs have so much health to chew through. I know they've obviously only got 1 evade, but 10 health and a forward and back arc is not something to dismiss easily. And all of these Siege of Coruscant ships have their bonus ability born for this, which I'm trying to read on a very small screen. While another friendly ship at range 0 to 2 defends, if you are not strained, it may spend your focus token, focus and evade tokens as if that ship had them itself. You gain 1 strain token. So a lot of helping each other around there with that Republic list. And I've used that in an actual Siege of Coruscant map, and it is very helpful and very fun. So it'll be interesting to see how much that actually comes into play here. And obviously the Rebels just going for a lot of firepower, a lot of munitions across the board. And Arvel Crynyd doing Arvel Crynyd things, hoping probably to try and bump into someone and just say, oh, I'm going to do this as a range 1 anyway because I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love the A-Wings. It's just the only downside is that they sometimes don't have enough teeth. They're really fast. Like arguably, don't hate me for this, Amy, arguably a better dial than the Interceptor because of that blue 5 straight. their dial, if you look at their dials next to each other, they have all of the exact same moves, but the A-Wing has that blue 5 straight, which is surprisingly handy. And it gets a target lock as well. And it's got slightly more shield. Well, it's got shields, so it's got slightly more health. I mean, admittedly,
This is why I don't like the Rebels, because they have like all the good stuff. It's just not fair.
Yeah, but the A-Wing's only got 2 red dice, though. The Interceptor has 3. And looks cooler, because it's an Interceptor. And I love those. But,
it's way cooler.
Yeah, I mean, A-Wings are really cool, and like I said, it's the 2 red dice that really kind of ruins them a little bit for me, but you can give them munitions, so concussion missiles there, marksmanship's really handy, prockets on Keo Venzee, so there's a lot of tools you can give them. And they've got their vector thrusters, so after they perform an action they may perform a red boost, which is always really good. And plus we get Wedge in his early form, so he still has his ridiculous ability, but he's in an A-Wing, which means he's super nippy as well, which is always good to see. But obviously Ben has his big ace Anakin Skywalker in the Eta 2. Trying to get damage through on that ship is always going to be tough, because it has tons of evades, tons of force, and tons of maneuverability, so it's going to be a tricky one for Wes to catch that. Now, if you were having to pick one of these lists because you were told you had to go good guys, off the back of what you're seeing already of the ships, which one do you think you would favour to go with?
I'm going to have to say Ben's, purely because I love the Naboo fighter.
Yeah.
Like, it's just such a sexy looking ship, and then especially when Mando flies it as well. I know it's been completely modified, but wow. And then the arcs do look quite cool as well.
I love the arcs. I really do. And yes, the N1 Starfighter is one of my favourite ships in the game. I think it looks great. I know obviously he's got one that's painted red and one that's painted blue, which I find a little bit sacrilegious because that yellow on them is just iconic. It's like, it brings back all those feelings of being a kid. And don't hate me in the comments because I was very young, but going to watch the Phantom Menace and watching that fight at the end with the N1 Starfighters flying around, it was so very different to the other Star Wars movies in that you had like brightly coloured ships rather than like battered X-Wings and A-Wings, and I love those as well, but the N1 Starfighter just really stuck out to me. And also it was interswitched with the Darth Maul Obi-Wan Qui-Gon fight, which definitely helped. But yeah, as soon as I knew that they were doing Republic and the N1 Starfighter was going to be there, I immediately was like, well, I'm in. I am fully in with this faction. I'm going to have to buy everything that this faction has. I mean, I've got everything that they've all got, but Republic, I was there like, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get straight into that, so I'm going to have a couple of M1s. And the arcs are great, especially if you put them on a magnet as well, so that you can actually like tilt them when they're like moving in, just like you can see with Wolffe up at the top. Whereas at a slight angle, it just makes them look even cooler.
Yeah, I have to admit, I do need to get some more magnets. I'm actually going to do a stock take of all of my models next week. I'm actually really excited just to see what I've got still.
Yeah, I do that quite regularly, just to go through and magnetize them up. I mean, there's still a lot that need to be magnetized because I bought more and haven't bought more magnets, because instead of buying more magnets I buy more ships. It's always a big dilemma, but yeah, I do think magnetizing your ships is a great option. The amount of times the pegs break, at least with like a magnet, yeah, you might need to super glue it back on occasionally, but generally it should be fine. And it also eliminates any issues, like if these arcs got too close together and were like basically side by side, you could just tilt them so that they could actually avoid that.
Yeah, instead of having to manually cloak them by just taking the model itself off the peg but leaving your base on the map. I used to do
Yeah.
that quite a lot, especially with my decimators. I was like, oh yeah, they're too fat.
Yeah. I mean, decimators are one. Most of the first order stuff is very spiky, so you're looking at the Whisper, the Silencer, they're always getting in the way. Arcs, K-Wings. Obviously, with the introduction of medium bases, it's less of an issue for some things, but Arcs and K-Wings still stick out over the edge, so it's quite nice to be able to just, rather than take them off the board, just tilt them. But it looks like Wes is going for that aggressive approach through the middle, like along the objectives there. Ben is... I mean, he's only got one ship that's moved so far, and Jagger's just moving across the line, which is an interesting one. So I'm interested to see if he does try and capture an objective. Wes there just seeing if he can grab that middle objective, getting some early points in, which can sometimes really be the difference in a game. If you can capture objectives early and score as many points as possible, as quickly as possible, you should be looking okay towards the latter part of the game, which is normally where I go wrong. I normally go full violence and then realise that my opponent's scored 5 points in Assault of the Satellite Array because I've just flown down the middle and he's captured everything. Padmé coming in really quick there.
Oh, yeah.
She's probably looking to trigger her ability while an enemy ship in your forward arc defends or performs an attack. That ship can modify only one focus result. Other results can still be modified, but if you roll 4 focuses, you can't change it. You can change one, and that's it. It's a ridiculously good ability, and it's not just for her. It's any time an enemy ship is defending or attacking. So that is ridiculously powerful. Ooh, all of those arcs looking like they want to stick further into that top half of the board there. Really draw Wes in. Oh, and that's close round there for Anakin.
Ooh.
That's one of those moves where you look at it, you're like, am I going to fit this? I don't know. But yeah, nicely slotted in there. Ben has some very good spatial awareness with his ships. It's not very often that he clips an asteroid. Seeing if he wants to reposition or just stay happy where he is. Cheeky boost might be quite nice. He'd be able to get a long range shot in on Garvin Dryce there, who has no token because he's captured the objective in the middle. Oh no, still has the shot anyway. So spending a force for a target lock, okay. Probably a better use. And so he'll get his first shot. So it'll only be 2 dice because it's not in the bullseye with the Eta 2. I've literally just had a flashback to when I flew a couple of Eta 2s against you and then put in the wrong move and won off the board. That was a sad day. I was just like, I can't believe I've just done this. Flown it off the board. That's 2 shields down on Garvin. That was a very sad day for me.
It was. I mean, I still think it was glorious. It's usually me flying something off the board.
I mean, for you, it was great. I mean, I was flying 4 Etas, and I just flew one of them off the board because I'm an idiot.
I mean, I was actually losing up until that point, so I was kind of like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was. They were doing well, and it made it a much harder game in the end. And it was a very close game towards the end of that.
Yeah. Mind you saying that I can't really be too mean because I remember, I mean, this is way back in like 1.0, and I had a fully kitted out Boba Fett in the fire spray. On like the second or third turn, yeah, he went off the board. I wasn't even shot yet. Like he went off, and it was in a tournament as well. So I was like, yeah, this is great.
I've seen so many incidents where people have just clipped the edge of the board by the smallest margin, and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Again, version 1, I saw someone just like power their decimator down the bottom of the board, and he got to the end, he had like engine upgrade and he boosted, and I was looking at it going, oh, I would not have boosted there because you have no moves that are going to keep that on the board. And obviously if it was friendly play, I'd be like, are you sure you want to do this? But it was a tournament. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna let you carry on. And then next time he did the move, and the back corner was still off the board. It was just like, oh no. And I'm like, yeah, that's like 50 points of your 100 point list off. And I was like, all I've got to do now is just take out your Phantom, which was a lot easier for me with my own Phantom.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and that's your favourite ship as well, so...
Yeah. That's a nice Proton Torp shop into Garvin Dryce there. So 2 hits and a crit, and the crit being... I do put it up there, damaged engine. So turn maneuvers are not very good for arcs. They weren't particularly great anyway, but they're a lot worse now. Yeah, the Phantom is still my favourite ship. It's unflyable at the moment though because of the loadouts on it. It's not great. You can't... I think for a reason you can't load it up how you really want to, but I'm hoping that they bring it back and tweak it a little bit because I love that ship.
It is quite cool. I mean, it was the first ship that I ever bought because someone gifted me, I think it was an Amazon gift card, and it was one of the first ships that I bought alongside the core set. And I went for months, if not a year, before I actually first flew it and realised, oh my god, this is awesome.
Yeah, it is it's a very much a glass cannon, but it is just so much fun to fly. And if you can get it right, it is very powerful. But it's just so hard to build that ship now because you just don't quite have enough points to get it to do what you want. I mean, it's been a long time since I've even looked at it, and I feel bad. I might have to go back and just look at the Phantom just to be nice to it. But let's have a quick look whilst they're getting those dials set. Pretty good round of shooting there for Ben. He took 0 damage and has got Garvin very much hurting. So really capitalised there. Yeah, Whisper is 5 points with an 8-point loadout, which isn't really enough to do anything. With Duke being 7 points, you can't put anything else on there.
Yikes.
Might have to go back and have a look at it. I can think of some fun things for it. Maybe BT1. You've got me really distracted now. I should be watching the game, but I'm now too into
You're
building.
thinking of nasty things to do with your Phantom.
Oh, I'm thinking about Season 3 of Flight Academy where you can use a medium and a small base ship, and I could do that. That could work quite well. Okay, I will look at that later. I think with the Phantom, you've got to get over the fact that you can't really put Duke on it because Duke is 7 points and none of the Phantoms can really fit that on nicely. Well, you could fit it on Echo. Even the 6,
yeah.
the 6 points. Anyway, we'll look at that another time. Because we've got some A-Wings charging in super aggressively at Ben there. Keo is right in there with a focus, hoping to get some Proton Rockets off. Arvel Crynyd is just behind. Yeah, Arvel Crynyd is just behind. He's in the green A-Wing with the red dots. Keo is in the green with the green. This is Derek moving in, which is such a non-Star Wars name. You got like
Derek,
Anakin, Padmé, Keo, Arvel, and Derek. I just brought my mate Derek from the pub along. Absolutely love it. When in a setting like Star Wars, when you hear a very normal name, like it doesn't feel quite right. I mean, yes, I know you've got Luke, but I don't know why that just feels different. But Derek doesn't. It's an interesting one to have.
yeah.
It's like when you find out that some of the TIE fighter pilots actually have names other than like Midnight and Blackout and Howl Runner. It's like Howl Runner's real name is like Sharon. Garvin right in the middle there, hoping to try and bring a veteran tail gunner, so getting that double shot in there, which would be amazing. I love veteran tail gunner for that. Oh, okay, doing the... I mean, I see why doing the expert handling barrel roll to avoid that obstacle that's right in front of you, but I actually think it would have been better to stay where he was and see if he can get that forward back shot, because now he's got Padmé in there. Oh, and he's just put himself in, and now Shara is going to bump. So, yeah, not the best choice there.
No. I can understand the logic, but then again, like it can be easily done, especially with any ship, but especially for a medium and large base. Just completely forgetting, how chunky the bases are.
Medium bases are still... Oh, there's another bump there from Wedge as well.
Oh, yikes.
Medium bases are tougher because they're like 1.5. So whereas like a small base is like a 1 move template, a large base is a 2 move, but the mediums are like 1.5, so they're really easy to get, like, to lose where they could end up. I mean, some people say that a medium base always fits, but clearly not. And yeah, if Garvin had not done the barrel roll, he would actually be in a great position to get 2 shots off. He would have easily clipped Oddball and Padmé. Shara would have had an action. Garvin could have taken a focus, which he could then do his shenanigans with. So, I mean, it's one of those things. It's great to be able to look back at a game in hindsight. Obviously, in the moment, you look at like an obstacle and think, all right, I want to try and avoid that next turn, especially with being on 4 health. But yeah, you could have taken a focus with Garvin, lock with Shara. Then when Garvin spends his focus, probably on defense. He could have given, like, Shara could have gained the focus herself, or even Keo Venzee could have gained it, because Keo's in a really awkward position there with Anakin doing that.
Yes. Wow.
Dilemma. Bend the focus and take no damage, or try and save that focus for a rocket shot.
I would say rocket shot.
Got the force, so could change one with the force. But Keo's very difficult to get that force back. Have to increase the difficulty of their bank or turn maneuvers to regain, and then you perform it as a side step and you regain a force. It's a tricky one, but spending the focus, no damage there. I think Keo's going to be taking a lot of shots here. It's going to be difficult for her to stay alive. Not bad. There we go. Spending the force for one. So Anakin an oddball shot and no damage. That is impressive. Now we've got Wolffe going for a range one. Oh, that's not nice. Dice have really... Oh, there we go. Some damage has finally gone through on Keo, so down to 2 hull. That's, what, 11 dice that have had to be rolled to just take 2 damage? Like, that's not the most ideal exchange that Ben would want. Padmé just triggered her passive sensors to get her target lock. Which is something I used to like having on the Phantom with passive sensors. It was quite a nice upgrade. Gives you a way of actually getting a lock without having to take a target to computer. Going all the way down onto Wedge, and we're getting the final Proton Torps. Oh, that's not a bad shot either. 2 crits already, spending the target lock, rolling another crit, adding a crit with Protons, 4 crits. Oh, that is absolutely brutal. No mods for Wedge, but only taking 2. Wow. That is not something you see every day. That is truly impressive there.
Definitely.
I would have put money on Wedge taking another crit there. Because those green dice can be fickle. Ben will feel a little bit disappointed with that, because that was an amazing roll. Like, after the target lock, 3 natural crits, and then changing one with Proton. Oh, those ships are getting knocked around a lot today. So it looks like Wedge is going into Jag there. That 1 shield on Jag. So yeah, Garvin's going to have his rear shots Unfortunate. Red dice have not been the best here. This round, at least, anyway. The trend continues. Just one crit going towards Jag, but he's. Does he want to spend that focus? Oh no, he's going to trigger Selfless with Oddball. Oddball's going to take the damage for Jag, so that Jag can keep hold of that focus and his shields. Again, another nice bit of play there for the Republic. Spreading that incoming damage. Oh, that's a big shot from Jag into Keo. 4 hits. So guaranteed 1 going through onto Keo. Can we get natural evades? No.
Oh.
So that is going to be Keo Venzee down. Keo will still get to shoot because of the Initiative 3 step. But that is 3 points there for Ben. He's had to use 4 ships to take that 1 down. So it's taken a lot of work, and you know what? To lose a 3-point A-wing after most of your opponent has shot at it, and then do that back, that's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, they're quite resilient little things.
Yeah,
but...
3 evades is very good. So, but I mean, I wouldn't have expected to have had to go through 4 ships, 3 of which were at range 1 to take out an A-wing. I would have expected it to drop a bit sooner. Oh, that's a nice shot there. Is that... Oh, that's Arvel with... Is that Arvel with Marksmanship, or is that Derek that's doing that? Both have got bullseyes, so that's 2 crits into Jag. Utilising Selfless even more, so Oddball is actually down 3 shields, so has 1 left. Jag is down to 1 shield. Looks like that was Arvel, and it wasn't quite range 1 by the look of it. Derek going to give it a go as well. Marksmanship onto Jag. Love that upgrade. And there's that focus spend.
It is easily one of my favourite upgrades.
Just a great 1-point upgrade, and the fact that it's not restricted to primary weapon, so you can use that on secondary weapons. It just... I think it's brilliant. I absolutely love Marksmanship, but if you can get Marksmanship and Deadeye Shot together, that can actually be really, really good. So yeah. I love that combination. While we're waiting for them to get their dials down, just want to remind you guys, if you do like what we're doing here at Art of Arc Gaming, you can support us on Patreon with a link in the description below. It gives you access to our Discord, where we do have some chats in there about what's coming up, new ships coming out. We also show some of the alternative art cards that we're playing around with at the moment that we're looking to become available soon, but we're still just trying to figure them out at the moment. But the link for that is in the description below if you want to support us that way. So with Keo going down, that does put Ben slightly ahead on points. Anakin just hiding behind the arc there, ready to do his surprise maneuver. But it looks like you've called the right option there with the Republic earlier, Amy. They seem to be handling this quite well. The Rebels have been stubborn, though. doesn't fit, does it? No, doesn't fit. Wolffe just got absolutely barged out the way.
There's going to be so many bumps, I think, in this round.
Yeah, when you're this close. Oh, not taking a stressful focus there with Arvel. I think I would have, because it doesn't matter who he's shooting at, it can class it as range 1. There's some nice positions there to block. So I reckon at least 2 of those arcs are going to bump. As to whether they bump into themselves or their opponent, I don't know, but it's gonna be very tight in there. Where's having the initiative is actually a massive advantage for him, is that he can generally get the positions he wants. And there is Jag with the first bump for the Republic, trying to find where he can put those oversized tokens. So many ships in such close proximity is not ideal, but those tokens do generally make it quite clear. Oh, does Wedge fit that? Oh, nice.
Oh.
Wedge does fit that in.
He literally wedged it right in there.
Oh, someone had to say it.
Oh, had to.
It's a good one. And not only that, range 1 shot with Wedge's ability, Jag would not be getting an evade dice there. What's he looking at? Oh, he's going to boost up. Okay.
Does that mean he's going after Padmé?
Well, Padmé's still to move.
Is she?
Yeah, because Wes has initiative, so his 4s move before Padmé. So Ben keeps his dials by the ship down along his board edge, rather than actually having them with the ships. Because again, when you have so many ships in close, it's easy for them to sort of get mixed up. But he has his dials all painted to go with the ship, so it's easier for him to quickly reference them. Padmé will be moving, other than Jag, all of Ben's stuff will be moving after Wes, because Wes got the road roll. There's Shari's the R3 Astromech. And here is Padmé making her move. And that is just flying straight on by. Basically free to go. The only thing she's got to worry about is possibly a rear shot from Garvin Dryce, but seeing if she can capture that objective, it's very close. Almost too close to call. They're both having a good look at to see if Ben can take that objective. And in the end, they've had to call me over to have a look. And basically, everyone who was playing X-Wing came to have a look to see if they could figure it out. And in the end, it was so close. We rolled off for it, because you know what? Sometimes that's the only way to do it. So, focuses and misses, it wasn't in, so unfortunately Ben was not able to capture that. But again, friendly game. Both players were happy with the way it went. It was, if in doubt, roll a dice. It's the fairest way. So yeah, it was so close. It was next to impossible to tell. Like, the obstacle actually got in the way there to be able to actually do it, to check it properly. Oh, here is yet another bump for the Republic. There is just no space in there for anybody to move. Weirdly, I don't think that's going to hamper Ben too much. He's still got some really good arcs on his arcs.
Yeah, he's got quite good coverage.
Yeah. I mean, looking at Wolffe and Oddball that are up there with Arvel Crynyd, they can pretty much pick off any ship they want. Padmé obviously hasn't got a shot. Jag he could possibly hit Shara, but I mean, why would you not just go for Derek, who's in front of you? And then Anakin to move. Oh. And I mean, I know I said earlier that Ben's normally very good and doesn't have many bumps, but in this situation there isn't really much you can do. When Wes places one of the smaller ships in the game right in the middle of the board and nothing can get past it, you're going to get a lot of bumps. Fortunately, no damage was caused there, but yeah, Anakin's only really got one shot now, which isn't a bad shot. Does he spend his last force? I think you do. I think you spend your last force and you Malice that for 3 crits on to Arvel Crynyd, who will spend Elusive. But again, only 2 shields. Those A-Wings are being incredibly resilient there. Does Oddball go for the range 0 shot into Arvel to try and finish him off, or does he go for a longer range shot? Maybe see if he can take down Wedge, who's already damaged as well. He's got the focus there to modify, or he could go. Could try and soften up Derek so that both him and Jag can go in there. It's a tough one. They're not worth many points anyway. All of these A-Wings are 3 points apiece, so it's a tough one to decide where to go. Looks like he's going for Wedge, which I don't think is a bad option. If you took out Derek, then Jag would have nothing to shoot at. So take the shots that only you can shoot at or are better for you. Right, 3 hits. This could. That will do it. That is Wedge Antilles down.
Oh, hi, Wedge.
By Wedge, never to fly an X-Wing, never to destroy the second Death Star. A nice 3 points there for Ben. So Wedge had no shot on anyone, so it's not denying a shot this round, but scoring some good points and leaving other options open for No, as well. So it looks like Shara's going to go into Jag and see if we can. Oh, that's not bad at all. And that target lock, see if we can get some more. I just realised he should have done it the other way around. Oh, whoa! Hit triple crit.
Nice.
That is really good. Is he in range of Oddball for Selfless? No. So that is shield and 2 crits, of which we have a panicked pilot and a weapons failure. Not bad. Hull breach, fuel leak, direct hits could have been even better, but still not bad. But yeah, potentially should have done Garvin first to spend his focus to then give Shara a focus, but in the long run, didn't really matter because that was a great roll with the target lock there as well, getting so many crits through. Garvin with the follow-up, spending his focus. Oh. Remembering that that's Jag's focus there, it did get moved out of the way for Wedge to move. Again, some of the difficulties of having the large tokens is easy to... If they're not where you'd normally expect them, it's easy to forget that they're there. But it looks like going to spend that focus to take no damage there on Jag. Now again, Wes could have transferred that focus to any of the other ships at range 3, so Arvel could have had that, or Derek could have had that. I think Arvel would have been a great one to take that focus. And that's Wolffe into Arvel, and yeah, if actually no, it doesn't matter. Even if he had that focus, he would still be very dead. That is
very dead.
Brutal shot with a direct hit, just for extra sauce there, really. Ouch. 2 A-wings down this turn. Yeah. Some good sustained fire will drop them fairly quickly. You definitely don't want to be trying to hide behind those 3 green dice all the time. A couple of damage going into Wolffe. I think the issue is no real ability to like sustain that fire onto any one ship there for Wes. It's getting, with Selfless spreading it in itself and then not being able to actually get all guns to bear on one arc to try and take it down in a turn makes it very tricky. Jag, see what he can do with his final shot there. So that's a shield onto Derek. And that is actually going to be the final action of the game. I know we're already in turn 4. Unfortunately, again, it was one of those nights where we ran out of time. Because admittedly mine and Wes's game before this went for over 2 hours, so we were running out of time. So we did have to call it there, with the points being 12 points to Ben and 6 points to Wes. Looking at the tail of the tape though, it will be a very steep mountain for Wes to climb, although his ships could get into some nice positions to do that, but it's a tough one. But well played by both players there. Absolutely brilliant positioning from Wes to cause a load of bumps. Just didn't quite have the effect that was hoped for there. But well done to Ben. Obviously, where the game ended, you took the win there. But Amy, just want to say thank you very much for joining us. Do you think you might dabble in the good guys a little bit now, or is it still all those bad guys for you?
I don't know. I mean, I do like some of the good guys. I mean, especially like rebels. I mean, I have still got Sabine's tie. So I think there's still hope. There's always hope.
Well, rebellions are built on hope, so you never know. Maybe you can start picking up the odd ship here and there and giving the rebels a go as well, because they are a really solid faction.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a go at some point. It was a good game.
Absolutely. Well, anyway, thank you everyone for sticking around to watch this video with us, guys. We hope you enjoyed that. Plenty more action to come. Flight Academy will be coming back around very soon. We're just trying to figure out the dates for that. But in the meantime, guys, don't forget, please do like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.